Get ready to sit back, relax, and unwind with me as we color and talk about something both curious and comforting, learning in a way that feels good to you. Let's explore what it's like to color and learn online together, gently, intuitively, at our own pace, with warmth and without pressure. Whether you're here to soothe a busy mind, let your hands move calmly, or just spend time in a soft space of kindness, you're welcome exactly as you are. So go ahead, give yourself a little pause to settle in. You might take one small, quiet breath and gently notice how it feels to let your shoulders drop slightly. No need to hold anything just now, anywhere. If your mind is still carrying remnants of the day or thoughts that tug a little, that's all right. Thoughts come and go, and we don't need to push them away. We're just making room for something slower now, something kinder. This time we spend together is not about mastering anything. It's about making a little space, a gentle space to bring curiosity to the surface. When we think about learning, sometimes our minds jump to pressure, speed, or expectations. But learning, at its roots, is just exploring with attention. And when we bring attention softly, in small ways, learning can feel light and even nourishing. So let's talk through what it means to color and learn online in a way that feels supportive, meaningful, and grounding. There's a natural partnership between movement and understanding. When our hands move slowly, without pressure or urgency, our minds often follow. And in that simple place, where we're allowing attention to rest gently on one thing, we often find we're a bit more open to ideas. Learning doesn't always come from facts and figures. Sometimes the deepest learning comes in the quiet insight of pausing, of allowing something to unfold at its own rhythm. This moment is that kind of space. Let's take a brief micro-release just to soften the pace. Gently scan your jaw, your brow, your stomach. If you find a spot that's just a little tight, no need to change it, just let it be known. There, that's enough. Even that tiny noticing brings us back into the present. Now we're going to think about learning not as something you do, but as something you receive, like listening or feeling the temperature on your skin. Letting information come in through experience rather than effort. Trusting that your inner self, your quietest self, will hold what it needs to. When we work through lessons online, many of us feel pressure to keep up, to prove something. But this space we're sharing now is different. It's here to remind you that self-paced learning can be a doorway to soothing and even to self-repair. In the world of constant updates and rushing, choosing to slow down is powerful in its own right. Imagine this. Each time you engage with something online that's just a little new, just a shade unfamiliar, you're building capacity. Not capacity to do more, but capacity to stay present in the unfamiliar. That's a kind of strength that grows quietly, like roots. Let's introduce one of our support techniques here, soft affirmations. These are not commands or cheerleading, they are permissions, openings. You can say them, or just let them float around you like light sensory echoes. I can take my time. It's okay to not know yet. Each small step matters. I don't have to figure it all out today. Soft affirmations help remind the nervous system that learning doesn't require tension, that support doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes the smallest yes carries the most permission. Feel into what it's like to learn with me, right here, right now. A shared focus, without expectation. A shared breath even. Maybe the next time you approach an educational video, or an online course, or even just a new idea, you'll remember this softness. This approach, slow, inviting, forgiving. It's okay to feel unready sometimes when learning shows up. Let that be part of the process too. I'd like to introduce another gentle tool here called inner voice slowing. It just means noticing how fast your inner dialogue is speaking to you, and then noticing again and allowing it to speak a bit more slowly. Internally, you might say, "I'm here. I'm curious. I don't need to hurry. Repeating that slowly, almost as if your thoughts are stepping quietly on soft ground, can help reduce overwhelm. There's so much self-protection that happens when we feel overwhelmed by learning, and it's okay. Brains pull back when there's just too much, too fast. So this gentle approach, curious, slow, sensory-oriented, can be a beautiful antidote to the alarm of information overload. This is a nice time now to check in with your senses again. Not all 5, just 1 or 2. Maybe notice the sensation of your back against the chair, or the air on your skin. One small tether to your surroundings, reminding you that you are safe here in this moment. There is time, there is space. When you take in learning at your pace, your rhythm, what you allow in, isn't just information, it's resilience. Because it's focused, free from force, and radiating from you instead of being pushed at you. So if you've noticed something just now, maybe a small idea, or maybe a softness, let it settle gently. Learning sometimes works like that. It doesn't announce itself loudly. It arrives like weather, subtle and natural. Let's pause for a mid-script reset. You're doing beautifully. Right now, you don't have to do anything at all. Maybe uncross your arms or legs if it feels comfortable, or wiggle your toes slowly. Let this serve as a gentle refresh, a tiny reorientation toward ease. You're doing enough just by being here, really. Let this part be soft. We're just sitting gently with the idea that learning can feel healing, that attending to something with interest, without demand, is a kind of restoration in itself. This is where we bring in a little compassion, softly woven around you. If you've ever struggled with traditional ways of learning, you were never failing. You just weren't being met where you needed to be met. Think about that for a moment. Learning heals when it matches your pacing, your rhythm, your kind of curiosity. There is nothing wrong with you if you found learning hard. Maybe instead something was out of sync with what you needed to feel safe, interested, or nourished by learning. That's why learning online, when done gently and intentionally, can be a gift. It gives you agency, choice, and space for emotion. You can pause, review, explore sideways. Let exploration be playful again. Let me give you a mini tool now that's calming and easy to bring wherever you go. It's called the 3-line self-script. Whenever you're feeling overwhelmed while learning, pause and silently say 3 lines to yourself. This moment is here. My pace is enough. I can return to calm. You can even imagine the words floating one at a time as you say them. This tool isn't about changing anything. It's planting your attention gently back in the ground of your awareness. Let learning become not a task to complete, but a process to meet over and over with openness. As we move toward the end of our shared time today, we'll walk quietly through our 3-step closing ritual. You can begin now, slowly. First, acknowledge